What's going on, everyone? Today we are taking a look at a new e-bike. This is the Mokwheel Asphalt ST, which is a commuter step-through e-bike. Taking a look at the specs, this has a 500 watt motor with a torque sensor, a 48 volt 14.7 amp hour battery, 27.5 by 2.4 inch tires, a Shimano 7-speed shifter, Tektro hydraulic brakes, and weighs 60 pounds. Taking a look at the bike itself, this is definitely a good looking bike. I love the simple but sleek frame, and the brown color also looks great as well. Too many e-bikes use the same basic color, so it's always good to see a company switch it up and try something new. It doesn't always work out, but in this case, it made for a very attractive bike. Coming to the battery, this one mounts from the top, which in my opinion is the best way to do it, especially on a step-through e-bike. It's completely open, so this makes the battery very easy to insert or remove. Coming to the bars, you do have a color screen, and overall it's bright and easy to read. The only thing I don't like about this screen is there's only a battery graph and not a way to view the actual voltage. Graphs are okay to get a general idea, but voltage is a lot better, as this will tell you exactly how much battery you have left. Lastly, coming to the back, this bike does include a rear rack, which has a maximum carrying capacity of 55 pounds. All right, off the bat, there's already a few things on this bike that I like and a few things that I don't like. One, the seat is very comfortable. It actually came adjusted wrong out of the box. It had a forward tilt on it for some reason. I don't know if that was intentional, but once I straightened it out, it's all good now. Like I said, it's a very comfortable seat. All right, so one other thing I know I really like on this bike is it is able to be unlocked past 20 miles per hour. So out of the box, it comes at class 2. So when you hit the throttle, it's only gonna go 20 miles per hour. I went into the settings, unlocked it, and let it go all the way up to like 62 miles per hour. I mean, it's not gonna go 62, but basically that just lets it go as much as the bike can go without a limit. There's a lot of bikes, you know, they'll stop at 27, 28. So you'll feel it pushing, and then you'll feel the motor kind of give out and stop helping you after a certain speed. But when they show they can go like 62, 63, usually that's just like full unlocked. It'll just let you push to whatever the bike can make it to. All right, so moving on to the one thing. Before I go into that, I want to say this bike is very easy to pedal, which is kind of the case with most commuter e-bikes. When you have a fat tire e-bike, that's when you have a lot more rolling resistance and it's harder to pedal. There's a few fat tire e-bikes that they can actually pedal pretty easy, but almost 90% of all commuter e-bikes, they're just very easy to pedal. All right, so the one thing I don't like on this bike is how long the bike takes to start. This is by far the longest time a bike has made me wait before it starts. Typically, hold down the power button in a second or maybe 2 seconds max, the bike starts. But this one takes about 5 to 6 seconds. So I feel like after a while, that's gonna get a little annoying having to wait those 5 or 6 seconds just to turn on the bike. Like imagine sitting in your car and you turn the key and you gotta wait 6 seconds before the car turns on. Sounds minimal, but after a while it's gonna get a little annoying. So let me go ahead and demonstrate that for you guys as well. So I'm gonna push the power button, then I'll start counting. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, almost exactly 5 seconds before it went on. So hopefully they have a firmware update or something to make that faster. Turning it off, it's a little quicker, but still a little slow. So let's do that too. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so 4 seconds to shut it off. Again, a little bit of time, but I'm not so bothered by the off part, more by the on. So let's do that one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. Almost exactly when I say 5, the little hello message comes on, then it starts up. So yeah. Maybe I'm just impatient, but I definitely don't want to wait 5 seconds every time I feel like turning on my e-bike. All right, so I finally turned on the pedal assist here, and one thing about this e-bike, it is a torque sensor. Before we get into the details of the bikes, I do want to mention one thing. If you go into any e-bike group, one of the things people love saying the most is, oh, torque sensors are better. Go with the torque sensor. It costs more, but it's better. But honestly, it's not that simple. That's like someone saying, oh, go with the manual car because it's better than automatic. I mean, it might be to you, but it's not going to be for everyone. With the Cadence bike, it's less pedal, more motor. So if you want to ride around town and not have to worry about pedaling more to get more speed out of your pedal assist, Cadence would be the way to go, because you already know one's going to go 12 miles per hour, two's going to go you know, 18 or whatever. But if you're someone who likes to be more connected with your bike and you want a more bike experience where less pedaling equals less speed and more pedaling equals more speed, definitely a torque sensor would be better. But that's very subjective to what you want as a rider. Coming back to the bike, pedal assist definitely feels nice and smooth. So if I pedal really slow, let's see on pedal assist 1, if I'm going kind of bare minimal here, boosts me to about 7. And then if I pedal a little more, it starts pushing me to about 12, 13. Let's go to pedal assist 2. Pedal assist 2 with lazy pedaling gives me about 9 miles per hour, 9, 10-ish. Pedal assist 2 with more energy, that's where I'm about 14, 15. Well, that's about where it lets me go if I'm pushing it harder. Pedal assist 3 with lazy pedaling, about 11.5 to 12 miles per hour. Giving a little more friction on these pedals. Already pushing me to 20 miles per hour. So this bike should have a good amount of speed based on what I'm feeling right now. Should be able to reach about 28 miles per hour, which is pretty typical for a good 500 watt motor. Pedal assist 4, decent amount of pedaling on the top 7th gear, about 25 miles per hour. I am losing in friction at this point though. I got very little friction once I hit about 24, 25. Kind of lost the feeling of being connected to the bike. So let's go ahead and try it on the pedal assist 5, top speed. All right, pedal assist 5, we got 27.7. I was probably gonna do 28, but I ran out of space. Let me go ahead and find a road with less stop signs and we'll try this on throttle only. It is unlocked completely for both throttle and pedal assist, so whatever I get on throttle should be the maximum pedal assist as well. Ooh, throttle only, I was already going 28.8 miles per hour, which is very good for a 500 watt motor. This must be one of the better 500 watts because all motors are not built the same. I've ridden some 750 watt bikes that feel like slow garbage, and then I've ridden other 500 watt bikes that feel better than a lot of 750 watts. So if you're gonna get a bike, don't just go based off what they say. Definitely look at reviews, what people say about them, because specifications are just specifications. A lot of times they're not very honest about those. All right, so throttle only, already at 18, 21, no stop sign, perfect. Definitely picking up speed now. 25, 26, going against the wind, so slowing me down a little bit. 27, 27.5, 28.3, 28.5, 28.6. Oh, 29.2. That is a very good 500 watt motor. I'm impressed. I think the fastest I got off any other bike was about 27, 28 usually with the 500 watt. And then I was going against the wind, so we might be able to do 30 on this. Let me go the other way and see if I can get some more speed. Back up here, get a maximum run before I get the stop sign. And this bike does have adjustable torque as well. So when you go into the settings, right now I have it on set on number 3. I don't like it to be sudden torque and jerk you forward. I kind of like it to be a smooth start. But if you want a faster start, you could also bump it up to number 5 as well. So nice to have that little adjustment in there. All right, definitely less resistance coming this way. 28, 28.3, 29.2, 29.5, 29.8, 30. Oh, touched 30.3 for a quick second. So maybe if you're a little lighter, you might be able to get 31 or something, but I am definitely happy with that 30 miles per hour. Let's go ahead and try out these brakes. Oh yeah, nice and grabby brakes. They are hydraulic brakes, so these are able to grab that tire and skid it no problem at all. So overall, this feels like a very well-made bike. Suspension feels good. Top speed is awesome. Brakes are good. You got unlimited to the motor's capability of speed on the throttle only. Got the torque sensor. This might be one of the best 500 watt e-bikes I've tried so far. I've tried a few other bikes that have better speed or, you know, better brakes, but this all around is just, everything is good on it. So I think this is up there, one of the best 500 watts I've tried so far. Ooh, skidded that tire, no problem at all. I think I dropped something. Yeah, I don't know. I felt something fall out and hit my shoe, but I didn't see anything, so maybe something came out from the ground. Brakes are a little noisy, so I probably need to adjust the calipers. It probably just needs to be centered, which is very easy to do. You just loosen the screw, hold down the brakes, and then realign it. Retighten it, and that'll center the brakes, and that usually gets rid of any squeaking most of the time, or rubbing. 'Cause right now I hear a little bit of rubbing, so not a big deal. It usually happens with 80% of the e-bikes out there. Oh yeah, this is a great bike. I wasn't sure. I don't really know much about this brand, Mokwheel, so I wasn't sure what to expect coming into this, but I'm impressed, Mokwheel. Definitely a very good bike. Yeah, and the color on this bike is really cool too. I really like the color. Like I said in the beginning of the video, a lot of times people stick to like the safe colors. They go with black, white, blue, or, you know, just regular. Well, blue's not that common, but it's usually black, white, and maybe one girlish color. I don't like the other colors this bike comes in. I'll say that. It's like a light blue, then it looks like a white, and to me, they look kind of boring. But this one looks really nice. It's this copperish brown, looks like very, kind of reminds me like the color a lot of luxury cars have. It just looks like a really good color, and it's definitely different from anything I've seen on any other bike out there. Another thing I like on this bike is the shifter. Personally, I feel like the shifter on the bike says a lot about a company. I mean, it's just my personal opinion, but I've had a bunch of bikes that throw on that cheap turny shifter. I mean, it's not a bad shifter. It's just really ugly and looks all bulky. It just looks like it has no business on an e-bike. And I'm sure that's also the cheapest shifter out there as well. So I feel like some companies go all out and make like a very nice looking bike, and then they throw that garbage shifter on there. So I feel like that's just kind of like, put on the cheapest part to get the job done. I feel like when a company cares a little more about the appearance and overall parts of it, that's when they go up with a better shifter like this one. So personally, I feel like that's kind of like how I gauge how much the company cares about their total complete package of the bike. May or may not be true, but I definitely like having this shifter a lot better. But yeah, like I said, definitely a great bike. So if you're looking for a commuter e-bike, this one is definitely a great option to look at. Honestly, this performs just as good as a lot of 750 watt e-bikes do. So if you see the 500 watt and you're like, I would rather go with a 750 watt, like I said, they're all not made equal, and this performs very well. So overall, definitely a great bike from Mokwheel. All right, well, that about wraps up this video. As usual, if you have any questions at all, feel free to drop me a comment and let me know. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.